For nearly 1,000 years, it has dominated the London skyline, a symbol of royal power, a fortress of fear, a prison of princes, and now a magnet for millions. This is the Tower of London. Its stones whisper tales of triumph and tragedy, splendor and suffering. Prepare to step into a history both fascinating and horrifying. Our story begins with William the Conqueror, fresh from victory at Hastings and crowned king, but nervous of rebellion. He started building in the 1070s. Imagine the awe and dread of defeated Londoners as this massive stone tower, unlike anything England had ever seen, rose at the heart of his fortress. Norman masons brought stone from Caen, but English hands provided the labor. It took 20 years. This wasn't just a castle. It was a declaration of power meant to dominate the skyline and the hearts of the conquered.
Over centuries, kings adapted the tower. Henry III and his son, Edward I, transformed William's fortress. They built huge defensive curtain walls studded with smaller towers, dug a vast moat, and created England's largest concentric castle, walls within walls. In 1240, Henry made a striking change. He had the Great Keep painted white, forever branding it the White Tower. Inside, they built a magnificent medieval palace, home to Queens Eleanor of Provence and Eleanor of Castile. The tower became England's ultimate stronghold. It protected kings and queens during turmoil. Arms and armor were forged, tested, and stored here for centuries. It controlled the nation's wealth. Every coin was minted here from Edward I's time until 1810. Royal treasures and jewels found safety behind its walls, guarded by soldiers, a tradition continuing today with the crown jewels. Its defenses seemed impregnable, yet they failed just once. In 1381, during the Peasants' Revolt, rebels simply ran through the open gates.
But the tower's darkest legends stem from royal blood. During the Wars of the Roses, King Henry VI was murdered here in 1471. Then, in 1483, Edward IV's young sons, the princes in the tower, vanished within these walls. Centuries later, in 1674, two small skeletons were unearthed. Examined again in 1933, they were confirmed as boys aged about 12 and 10, the exact ages of the vanished princes, a mystery echoing through time. Symbols recognized worldwide, the yeoman warders, the beefeaters, have guarded the tower for centuries. Originally part of the monarch's personal bodyguard, Henry VIII ordered some to stay permanently. Today, they protect the visitors, but uphold ancient traditions. Every single night, for centuries, the solemn ceremony of the keys locks the tower. They wear their striking red state uniforms for duties and special events, like firing the thunderous gun salutes.
Forget just dungeons. Medieval monarchs lived in luxury here. A splendid palace once stood south of the White Tower, now vanished. Henry VIII modernized it for Anne Boleyn's coronation in 1533. They feasted here in splendor the night before her triumphant procession. Just 3 years later, Anne returned, accused of adultery and treason. Held in those same luxurious lodgings, she met her end by the sword on Tower Green. Not all queens died violently. Elizabeth of York died here in childbirth, leaving her husband Henry VII reportedly white-haired with grief. For over 800 years, the tower's gates meant uncertainty. Some stayed days, others years. Under the Tudors, it became England's most infamous state prison. Anyone threatening the realm came here. The future Elizabeth I, the tragic Lady Jane Grey, the explorer Sir Walter Raleigh, the gunpowder plotter Guy Fawkes. Even in World War I, German spies faced execution within these ancient walls.
Within the tower walls lies the Chapel of St. Peter ad Vincula, the final resting place of its most famous prisoners. Buried here, often hastily and without marker after execution, are three queens: Anne Boleyn, Catherine Howard, another wife of Henry VIII accused of adultery and treason, and the teenage Lady Jane Grey, executed in 1554 after being a pawn in a plot against Mary I. In 1876, their remains, rediscovered during restoration, were respectfully reburied beneath a marble pavement inscribed with their names and coats of arms. It's no wonder ghosts are said to walk here. Anne Boleyn reportedly stalks Tower Green. Arbella Stewart, Elizabeth I's cousin who starved under arrest, is seen near the king's house. The shadows of two small boys, the lost princes, linger. Warders even tell of a phantom bear. And then there are the ravens. Legend says if these pampered birds ever leave, the tower and the kingdom will fall. A dedicated raven master ensures they stay, guardians of an ancient prophecy. Today, the tower is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, drawing over 3 million visitors yearly. They come for the crown jewels, the beefeaters, the ravens, and the palpable history. But when the gates close and the crowns depart, a unique community comes alive. Yeoman warders and their families, the resident governor, soldiers, a doctor, a chaplain, and yes, even a pub thrives within these historic walls.
The Tower of London. A castle, a palace, a prison, a mint, an armory, a zoo, a jewel box, a home, and a symbol enduring for a millennium. It stands as a powerful testament to England's complex, turbulent, and utterly captivating history. A place where majesty and menace are forever entwined. What stories will its stones tell next?